Hey folks, Jim Thomas here, Fitness Management and Consulting, and I appreciate you being here at the channel today. And for those of you that have not yet done so, please hit that subscribe button. We appreciate it. Then also, if you find the content beneficial, please hit that like button as well. Now, our topic for you today, it's 10 ways to stay ahead of the gym competition. 10 ways to stay ahead of your competition. Take some good notes, listen to this video several times, make sure we follow this, because what the goal is, ultimately, we want to eliminate that word compete and we want to dominate. So 10 ways to stay ahead of all this. Number one, know your competition. Okay, get out there and shop your competition. And I'm not talking just brick and mortar, but what kind of apps do you compete with? What kind of home workout programs do you compete with? Understand all of this. Know your competition. Know what they're doing. Because ultimately what you're trying to do here is you're trying to bring something different to the marketplace than what's already being done. What are you willing to do that nobody else is? So you can only do that if you know what your competition is doing. What's the good about them? What's the bad about them? Are they hard to do business with? Are they easy to do business with? Are they a low price model? Or are they a high price model? What are they doing that's good, that's bad? And how can you fill that gap? That's what you're looking for. Number two, know your customers. If you're not doing it already, survey your members. Get to know your prospects. What are they looking for? Why did they contact you? Why did they stay as a member? What do they like the best? Where do they see there's room for improvement? Get to know your customers, because in reality, you want to get more people just like them, right? Okay, at least in part. Okay, so get to know your customers, know what makes them tick, know why they keep coming back, know what they like best. Number three, differentiate. You've heard me talk about this, quite a bit, but differentiation is one of the secrets. What are you doing that's so different than everybody else in your marketplace? And this is going to be the cornerstone of really being able to dominate, because if your customer, if they see you like everybody else, it's going to come down to price, and unless you're the cheapest guy in the block, you're probably going to lose. Okay, what is your point of differentiation? Whether it's you're competing with a home exercise product, you're competing with other brick and mortar, you're competing with apps. I mean, what is it? Define it. Know what it is. Okay, so we can make this as part of our value proposition. So understand differentiation. Number four, step up your marketing. So here's the deal with marketing. The problem with most independent gyms is that nobody knows who you are, and those that do, they don't have you at top of mind. And so really what the goal becomes is we want to get known by every single person, every single business in our marketplace. And for the purposes of this recording, we'll call your marketplace, maybe it's a 15-minute drive time around your facility, maybe it's a 3-mile radius, depending on where you're at, could be more, could be less. But use that as a guideline. But we want to get known by everybody. Because when you step up your marketing, when you're taking that high level of action when it comes to your marketing, this is a great way to keep your competition on their heels. It's a great way to keep competition out. It's a great way to protect your member base. Because if you're not doing this, your member base is going to see your competitors' ads. So there's a host of great reasons to do this, but step up your marketing. And when I say that, I'm not saying go out there and you have to spend lots of money. You don't. There's a lot of things you can do here in the modern world to really promote and get the word out without spending lots of money. I mean, one of the first things that always comes to mind is, I would ask you this question: when's the last time you put out a press release? Costs nothing. Okay, you're going to get picked up by other websites. You're going to get in the paper most likely. You're going to have more SEO. There's a lot of great things that can happen with that and cost you nothing. Okay, and there's plenty of other things as well. So let's step up our marketing. Number five, let's update our image. Okay, let's update our image. And so what have we done lately to improve our image and how people look at us and our brand and all that? Do we keep the gym? Is your gym as new now as the day that it first opened? Does it have that new car smell? It still may work just fine, maybe clean, maybe functional, everything works great. but it has to have that new car smell, is the way I like to put it, is we want to keep that image updated. How about how we answer the phone, how we do our marketing, the uniforms for the staff. In some ways, we're constantly really trying to reinvent ourselves a little bit, because the same old won't always work. Okay, so update that image. Number 6, we want to look after our existing members. Here's maybe the first rule, right? Is let's keep who we have. Let's keep who we have. I mean, you want to, what I would say, over communicate with your members. Don't communicate them in a normal fashion. Normal is just nothing more than average. That's not going to work for anything that we do. Okay, over communicate with them. Give them an unprecedented level of value. Are we monitoring usage? Are we pulling usage reports every morning and calling folks that have become inactive and staying in touch with those folks? Do we have a new member nurturing program in place? Do we have all kinds of touch points, that we work with our existing members? So look after your existing members. Again, the first rule here is let's keep who we have. Don't find yourself trying to outrun this, okay? That becomes very difficult to do. I don't know too many folks that truly outrun it. Number 7, we want to target new markets. Okay, if we want to stay ahead of our competition, let's target new markets. And what I mean by this, start looking at uncontested market space. In a general sense, in most communities, about 20% of a particular audience would be expected to be a member of a gym. So if you've got 100,000 people there, okay, we're going to say 20,000 people would be expected to be a member. You've got 80,000 over here. You've got this uncontested market space. You've got this group of people that no one's marketing towards, no one's going after. Start looking at uncontested market space. Okay, and what can you do to reach those folks? Because one of the realities here, everybody wants to look better, everybody wants to feel better, everybody wants to live longer, everyone has those same needs and desires. Let's solve this problem for them. Okay, how can we bring them in? And there's some things that can be done to bring in maybe that deconditioned audience, or folks that just haven't thought of doing it, or folks that are doing something else. How do we get those folks in? So look at new markets. And even in terms of new markets, depending on how traffic flows are in your area, how construction is, and what's going on, you might find there's an area, say you're pulling a 3-mile radius, there might be a little spot out there 5 miles out, and given it's a new area and given how they're driving in to town or whatever it might be, that might be a good market for you. Okay, so there can be a few different things, but be looking at that uncontested market space. Number 8, expand your offerings. Okay, expand your offerings. Certainly you have memberships. Okay, personal training, private one-on-one training, group training, retail, supplementation, nutritions. You might even have, I call them Club Elite programs, big special fancy programs that have bells and whistles on them that cost more. But expand your offerings. Don't just have that same one membership that you sell. Okay, because if you do this, you're going to upsell, you're going to get more money per customer. You'll start getting recurring money in addition per customer, and then you have the potential to I kind of call it climbing that ladder of they can purchase higher programs, Club Elite, things like this, and you start maximizing your revenue per customer. It can be a great way to beat the competitive clubs in your marketplace. Number 9, absolutely be the best employer in your area. Be the best place to work for. This is the best place to work. I know just in a general sense, I can think of companies right now that have great reputations as great places to work. You want to be that group. We're going to train people. That's the big thing. We're going to train them. We're going to train them how to do this right. It's going to be an atmosphere that's conducive, to positive attitudes and to finding ways to succeed. It's a fun place to work. And so be the absolute best employer in your area. And number one is train your folks, but you can have flex scheduling and flex hours and a host of things that you can do. But part of this too, when you look at your competition, in terms of their staff, in terms of their employees, how are they handling all this? What can you do that's different? Certainly include these things that I'm talking about, but also what else can you include? What do people not like about this? They might be making lots of money, but they're not happy. Okay, it doesn't always come down to money, although certainly you want to provide a good opportunity for your folks. And number 10, be looking to the future. Always be looking toward growth. One of the things that I look at is that we're either growing our business or we're selling it. Okay, it's hard to stay stagnant and just kind of stay the same. So we're either growing it or we're selling it. If you're selling it, okay, different topic there, but that could be something for the future. But how are we going to grow it? How are we going to develop this business? What is that plan? What is our vision for this? Be not writing maybe, but certainly be amending your business plan. Okay, if you have one, be amending it every year. And how is this going to change? What is the plan? How are we going to grow this? Are we going to add additional facilities? Are we going to take on members from other gyms? What is the plan for growth? So get that in place. So there are 10 things that you can do to stay ahead of your competition in your area. And the big message here, you're not trying to compete. And whoever said that competition is a good thing, they had to have been representing the consumer, right? I mean, wouldn't you rather have, hey, you have no competition, it's just you? Well, the way you do that is you differentiate. Don't do the same thing everybody else is doing. So look at these 10 things. How can you improve upon these? How can you add these? How can you change these? And how can you take your business that next level so you're no longer competing, you're dominating the market in your area. So folks, my name is Jim Thomas. My company is Fitness Management and Consulting. You can learn more about me and my company at fmconsulting.net. We look forward to seeing you there if you need some help. And then otherwise, I appreciate you watching today and hope you all have a great day.